Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently in a awkward situation here. The entire galaxy is at war in the War of Heaven, except us and the Marish Archivists. It's just the two of us. We're chillin' and neutral, and it's great. We do need to work on our economy a bit here, but this is giving us an excellent amount of time to work our way through our alloy deficit that we built up. So that is fantastic. Now, we are still working on our economy here. One of our biggest issues right now with our economy is, in fact, our naval cap. And that is something that we do need to deal with. For now, though, we're just going to put in a research complex on this tech world. That won't help. In fact, that'll make things a little bit worse. Our exotic gases are going to go down the hill a little bit here, but that's fine for now.
A new port.
So that's excellent, and we've established a colony. We will, of course, put in a gene clinic there. Where did I pass it? I did. I'm dumb. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. We finished up our flash coolant, and what is going next? That is energy weapon damage. Sounds good. And this archaeological site has progressed. The excavation team has dismantled the gates without compromising the integrity of the dig site. Did we actually go through what the summary here was? Hang on. Let's go into it this way. No, we have to do it this way. We'll just do this. So curious, and then we'll go back. There we go. I'm not sure we ever actually read this. So let's go ahead and do that. In the depths of Tiamat Prime's mines are traces of an ancient alien civilization. Magnificent ornamental structures and cavernous chambers telling of a rich culture have been cut expertly from the bedrock, and a system of paved tunnels, protected by massive gates, leads deeper into the mountain. Exploring the site will be perilous as the mountain is rich with methane gas, known for explosive qualities, indeed. The excavation team has dismantled the gates without compromising the integrity of the dig site. The tunnels converge kilometers below the surface in an abandoned city dating many thousands of years. Seems like they accidentally a word there, but okay. It has been built with extraordinary craftsmanship in an environment that is deadly to most organic life. Cool. So we're going to proceed there, of course. Our Science Nexus hub is now good to go. The Science Nexus central hub is now in place, equipped with a state-of-the-art singularity reactor. Our engineers are preparing to add the next most challenging segment of the facility, the 4 research wings. They will be fitted with pioneering technology, able to withstand everything from violent heat to intense pressure waves and alien pathogens. They will also provide housing for our many researchers. We've come a long way. Indeed we have. So what are our mega structure constructions looking like right now? Does that show up in the outliner? It feels like it should, but I don't think it does. So of course we want to upgrade our Science Nexus. That's going to be a pretty big deal. We also are not interested right now in getting our sentry post upgraded. We have maxed out our mega shipyard, and we are interested in getting our strategic coordination center upgraded. So we actually don't have any mega structures under construction right now, and we need alloys to make that happen. Okay. Sounds good. It's not the best of situations, but it'll be fine. We need like 30,000 total alloys to get both of those online, so that'll take a little while to be sure. This tech world requires a job, and for right now, that means upgrading this research lab. That is going to hurt our exotic gases, and we're going to run out of exotic gases extremely soon. So we're going to buy in a few. That'll buy us some time there. We may want to buy in a few volatile motes as well. And to pay for that, we're going to sell off a few of our minerals. But for now, we definitely need to work on our naval cap, which means that our first priority needs to be the Strategic Coordination Center. So as soon as we get another 5,000 minerals, or rather alloys, we're going to work on that. That will bump up our naval cap by another 50. That's not quite half of our deficit, so that wouldn't be bad at all. That would help our energy credit situation pretty dramatically. Now, I do want to start at some point terraforming even these Gaia worlds into ocean worlds. Everything needs to be an ocean world, especially Detatok. And we're going to get that one terraforming right now. It's a tomb world, and we don't want that to be the case. The Stegan Unity is no longer a valid rival for us. They're getting wrecked by the Valdari Peacekeepers, and this isn't surprising. That's a pretty powerful Void Core there. but not anything that we wouldn't be able to take on its own. The Dustican Unity close their borders to us. Are they... They're still a member of the League of Non-Aligned Powers. I was wondering if they maybe surrendered to the Valdari, but no, they did not. That's very interesting. Okay. So this tech world requires housing. We will put in a city district there. And can we repair the research complexes? We can repair one of them. Okay, that'll do. Beautiful. This bureaucratic center requires a job. We're doing just fine on our Empire Sprawl. And this habitat is ready for colonization. That is a top priority right now. So we'll go ahead and colonize that. And I would like to get another habitat built. That will delay our alloys a little bit, but I think that that's okay. This Forge World requires a job. And I think we're actually going to put in an energy grid for the time being there. Actually, I've changed my mind. We're going to put in a chemical plant. Cool. This bureaucratic center, it doesn't really require... Well, it needs a job. It doesn't really require an additional admin office. We could put in an agriculture district to help offset our consumer goods a little bit. Or... we could get a civilian fabricator. That requires rare crystals, but we do have a decent chunk of those. So we'll go ahead and do that for now. Planetary build speed finishing up. We're going for armor hit points next. That's fine. Excellent. This bureaucratic center requires a job, and we're going to put in a generator district here. We do require a tradition, and we could go for governor level cap and monthly influence, which I think is fairly unnecessary right now, or resource output from workers and slaves. Now, we don't have slaves, but we have lots of workers, and that 5% resource output is actually going to be a pretty big deal. So we'll go ahead and take that, no problem. This agro world requires a job, and again, I think an agriculture district is the way to go here. Cool. So that'll be fine for now. We are, of course, continuing to output our clone armies. We're going to be done with those quite soon. And army-wise, we do have a good number of them here. So that's great. We are currently slightly negative on food and consumer goods. I expect both of those to be fixed within the next little while. The energy credits will definitely be improved by upgrading the Strategic Coordination Center. Of course, that will increase the upkeep here to -25. I don't expect that to fully fix our energy credits issue. With no sign of its founders, the city is populated instead by gruesomely grimacing crystal statues posed in lifelike situations as if frozen in time. Hang on. We are at 4789. Okay. There are statues operating mines, statues fallen over in agony, statues locked in embrace. It seems unthinkable that the masterly stonecutters, capable of... Hold on. Rude. Capable of such beauty, would also make something so crude, yet the statues clearly held great significance in their society. They're featured prominently in carvings all around the city. Curious. Okay. So, now this is going on. Labor overseers on Detatalk report a disturbing development among our robotic workforce, which we inherited, by the way. 2 weeks ago, at roughly 0300 hours, robotic worker A501-B paused in the middle of its designated task, approached the Detatalk night shift foreman, and uttered the following query. Is Unit A5091-B in possession of a soul? The on-duty foreman logged the event as a software glitch, and reordered the robot to resume regular functions. However, upon boot up the following work cycle, robotic worker A501-B once again repeated its soul-searching query, and continued to persist despite multiple debugging attempts. Troublingly, the behavior appears to have spread to other robots in the same serial range, to the detriment of production flow. It appears the affected units will require a response to their question before they can resume their normal functions. We could have them deep scrubbed. We can assure them they do indeed have a soul, or tell them the concept of a soul is irrational and unscientific because we are materialistic. And that is what we're going to go for, because that is indeed our trait. Fantastic. Now, we are apparently lacking a research here. I managed to turn off auto research. Okay. I don't know how that happened, but Sure. We have enough to upgrade our strategic coordination center now. So that's 2,400 days out. Beautiful. We are a little bit negative on our exotic gases. Our volatile motes are looking reasonably okay. Let's check in on our locations up here. This tech world requires a job. This is not going to help our exotic gases. This tech world requires a job as well. What are we lacking for this? Oh, just the gases. Yeah, we could buy in the gases. I'm not too keen on that right now. We are positive on our food, so we could sell off some food like so. And then buy in the gases like that. I'm not super happy about it, but we can do that. And then go ahead and build a research complex for now. And it looks like that's it for the moment. So that'll be fine. And all these stations are going to require additional work later on. For the moment, this looks completely and totally okay. Excellent. So the next time we get 15K, we are going to upgrade our Science Nexus. So that's fantastic. Okay. Arrested development is fine. And we are at only 96 on the energy credits now. That has improved, and I do expect that to improve quite dramatically once we finish up this construction, but that'll be a while away yet. So that's slightly concerning. Get these grouped together. Did I actually nail this count? I believe I did. Wow, okay. I didn't expect that. We could upgrade our fortress here if we wanted to have additional naval cap. That would require a volatile moat. That's what I'll do for now. Just because we really do want to get this economy back on track, right? So we do need more volatile moats and more exotic gases. That's definitely something that we will do. Let's check in on the state of the war in heaven. The Zikmok are falling back over here. It looks like the League of Non-Aligned Powers are pushing them back. The Valdari are pushing out. And eventually that'll change. Instruments across the Democratic Association of the majority of the Pictlings have suddenly picked up a subspace power surge of massive proportions, coming from somewhere within our galaxy. Our scientists are struggling to come up with an explanation for this event. Nothing of its like has ever been recorded. The exact origin point of this sudden power surge has yet to be identified, but we're still in the process of analyzing the available data. We'll keep at it. That, I believe, may be the endgame crisis. We'll see. Translations of the carvings reveal that they all revolve around the enigmatic statues called the Kalanka. Never are the stonecutters themselves mentioned. The Kalanka creation myth, however, tells of a race of godlike creatures who breathed life into the mountain and birthed the Kalanka from fire and stone, deep within the world's molten core. Could the stonecutters have imagined themselves as gods over their creations? Or were the statues perhaps created in their image? Curious. So we're going to definitely keep an eye on that endgame crisis situation. An endgame crisis popping in right now would be interesting, to be sure. The Valdari have opened their borders to us, as have the Azirians. The Kalazan ended their rivalry with us, as did the Space Elves. There they are, the Unbidden. The source of the massive power surge we detected earlier has been identified. It comes from some kind of gigantic subspace tear in the Dim system. Not in our territory. Okay. So that'll be interesting to see if the war in heaven takes care of that. But for now, until we have borders with the Unbidden, we don't have a problem with it. However, we should beef up our security in the Coslight system for sure. Fleets of strange spacecraft are pouring out of this dimensional portal, and early reports speak of indiscriminate attacks against everyone coming into contact with them. We've intercepted a powerful signal being sent from the arriving vessels to somewhere on the other side of the portal. It sounds like a hunting call. These creatures must be studied closer.
There is new information in the situation log.
Feeding ground reached. Prey bountiful. At long last, we shall feast. What are these things? Indeed. That is a good question, and we will find out. We, I believe, have a situation log, but we don't have anything to research there. Okay, cool. That's fine. We definitely... Yeah, they're ending rivalries with us. The galaxy is upset at this. We definitely need to build defense platforms here. Well, do we, though? I feel like we don't. For now, we're just going to let the Unbidden do what the Unbidden are going to do. We don't know where their nearest L gate is. This is a regular gateway, as is this. There's an L gate down here. We don't know if there's an L gate up here. We should assume that there probably is, and that they may attack terminal egress. To that end, we're going to drop our 4 primary fleets here. We're not going to put it at the L gate. Our fleet set is. We're just going to sit here, and we'll see what ends up happening. So the galaxy is definitely upset about this. This is going to be interesting with the war in heaven, for sure. Ooh, we'll get 213 energy credits per month. Yes, please. I like it. Interestingly... Oh, it's because we left the anchorage, or the anchor point, rather. Yeah, that'll do it. The Juggernaut should also be going to terminal egress. Cool. So this is definitely a problem. No doubt about that. We're going to need to up our energy credits. That's for sure. To that end, we're already on capacity subsidies. I'm wondering if there's anything in here that would reduce our ship maintenance. Because that's what our major issue is right now, is our ship maintenance. I mean, this does give naval cap and ship upkeep. So a Grand Fleet is pretty important. We're a long ways away from that on our Unity, though. That would be a big, big deal for us. No doubt about it. Now, our naval cap has come up a little bit. And these guys are entering orbit over here now. I don't expect this to go down as much, because the reason for that is because at Haven Sky, when they're in orbit here, they're taking advantage of the crew quarters, which reduces the dock ship upkeep by 25%. Let's see what it's like and see how manageable this actually is. We might actually have to send them back to Haven Sky.
Research complete.
And yeah, we're completely out of energy credits right now. So for the time being, we're going to sell off a few rare crystals, as well as... Well, that'll do for now, actually. Okay, so these fleets should now be entering orbit, but yeah, you can see here, those are not ideal orbits. But let's take this month's tick and see what happens.
They wish to speak with us.
Yes, we accept your embassy. Yeah, okay. So we actually need to go back to Haven Sky. We cannot afford to have our ships here for any length of time. Sounds good. And we could keep the Juggernaut there, though. That would be fine. Excellent. Yes, we do want to extend our deal. Unfortunately, that's very expensive, though. Very, very expensive. We're going to actually sell off some dark matter here, and that'll buy us some time. Excellent. So we'll get these guys back into Haven Sky, get our energy credit situation a little bit more under control. Commercial Pact invitation here. Yes, 211. Great. Do it. That offsets our cost, for sure. Borders are opening up, and the Unbidden are spreading throughout the Natraxi. Ah, we can now see, actually, up over in here. So, no problem. There's no L gate over here. We don't need to be worried about that. The closest L gate is in Enigma's End, and we'll see if they make for that. That's a long ways away. So we don't need to worry about that one for a while. Let's go check on our building situation. Do we need any additional jobs? That's a negative. Okay. No jobs required at this moment. And And these guys are entering a green orbit now. So this number will be reduced extremely dramatically. There we go. We're actually positive in energy credits. Of course, we're negative in volatile motes and exotic gases, and that's something that we need. So we'll just go ahead and recruit ourselves a scientist here. None of these are particularly great. I guess we'll go for the experience gain. Sure. I'm not super happy about it, though. So we're looking for jobs needed over here, but there's not really much of that going on. Army damage is always nice. The Unbidden are just chilling out here right now. Well, we'll see how much they end up taking. I think it is possible that the galaxy deals with them on their own. We can also deal with them. Like, we can feasibly fight them. Very feasibly. But here it is. Okay. This is deeply unsurprising. Deeply, deeply unsurprising. We knew that this would likely happen. So, the anomalies observed across our information networks, computational energies, and synthetic workers have finally come to a violent head. Panicked reports indicate that almost half of the Democratic Association of the majority of the Pictlings fell to the machine uprising before protective bulkheads, physical and virtual, slammed shut. War is not only inevitable, it is already upon us. Okay, so we're going to eradicate the machine uprising. We're not going to choose to eradicate the organics here. And here's the thing. We definitely didn't have robots on this many worlds. That's for sure. Okay, so this should be fine. However, this is not so fine. Okay. So we're going to split up our fleets a bit here. This fleet is going to head into Lyceria. Cool. The Diamond Sophie is going to come down over this way. The Bloodstone is going to go towards Ballesta. The Topaz is going to head into Berzoon, although we'll have to go by way of, like... We should actually come over this way. Like, come to Hotrum for now. And then the Bronzite, they're going to come down to Hotrum as well. Because we see a reasonably strong fleet over here. The other fleets that we see aren't very strong. So that'll be fine. Oh yeah, they're going to do a bunch of damage until we get into position, which shouldn't take too long in theory. So that should be just fine. We'll get this under control fairly quickly, and our armies will hop over to Jazmak, where they'll be able to jump in and invade some of these worlds. Should be fine. I don't actually see an issue here. It'll just take us a little bit of time to get this dealt with. No real problem. We're going to take some losses with our ships as well, which is honestly kind of a good thing. Although we did lose a lot of our alloy base there. That's rough, for sure. Oh, and the Juggernaut. We didn't send out the Juggernaut. Let's send the Juggernaut... I'm thinking out over this way as well. So we're going to come down over here. We're going to fight this small fleet. This is not a very threatening fleet here.
Fleet engaged.
And this won't be a problem.
Our star base is under attack.
Our economy is going to be a problem with the lack of naval cap, but that's okay. We'll get this dealt with quite quickly.
To speak with us.
Commercial pact? Yes. We'll accept that.
Our
Excellent.
star base is under attack.
Okay, so here we are at Hotrum, and we are going to make our way down this way and fight their big fleet.
Hostile station engaged. Our
Beautiful.
star
And I
base
actually
is
changed my
lost.
mind. We're going to send the Juggernaut over to Berzoon here. That's going to be the idea. So let's just go fight their big fleet. We shouldn't have any problem here. We do need a leader for this fleet, and we'll put in... Weapons range is okay, but it's not ideal. I guess we'll go with that. Cool. So we're going to head on down over there. And our fleets are all underway. Now we are out of energy credits. We do not want that to be a thing that remains, because while we are out of energy credits, we don't have shields. So that is Not going to be a thing. We'll eliminate that army immediately. And we're just taking a look here. We can actually jump drive our army down to Hadricus, and so we shall, and they're going to land on Hadricus Prime. This fleet is going to make its way up and fight this one. We should win that, but it's going to be fairly
Fleet
close.
Engaged. Give them a broadside.
Cool. And this should be fairly under control fairly quickly. Yep, this should not be a problem. We will have this eliminated very rapidly. We will take losses, and that's okay. That is completely fine. They will take more losses. So that's perfect. Meanwhile, the Unbidden are spreading, but they didn't spawn in our territory, so that's the good takeaway here. Excellent. That battle is won, and we are making our way up towards Belgium here, and then these guys are making their way to Baesta, so we have this fleet rather pincered. Excellent. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to see about crushing this machine uprising. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time. Let's go up over here. There we go.